Nigerians lambast actor Yemi Sholade for backing Buhari-led government on Twitter ban. Nigerians on social media have lampooned veteran actor Yemi Sholade for backing the Muhammadu Buhari-led government on the recent Twitter ban. Sholade had in an interview with Goldmine TV described the move as the best decision the presidency could have made. The actor stated that the microblogging platform went too far by insulting Nigerians and by extension all Nigerians. He said this is not the first time Twitter will try to humiliate Nigeria. It happened to Pastor Chris Oyakhilome some years back. I think the white supremacist and imperialist tendencies should be curbed sometimes. As much as I am of the opinion that everybody has a right to expression and thought, but when a platform is used to want to ferment trouble and project anarchy, there should be rules regulating such practices. In this case, a lot happens on Twitter. I am not really a Twitter fan. I do little on Twitter. I would want to align with that school of thought that says Twitter was not really helping. Nigeria has so many problems to contend with, and Twitter is not really helping the country. I support my president this time around, though. I am not trying to double speak, but I think it is a two-way thing. The best the president could do has been for now. We do not know how long, but we hope the issue will be resolved and Twitter will begin to function in Nigeria. While reacting to this statement, Nigerians on Twitter blasted the actor, describing him as a lackey and member of the APC. And there are some more reactions. So somebody says, Yemi Sholade is the real idiot. We are sorry, Desmond Elliot. All right. And this person puts his phone number. That is just not it at all. Someone says, Yemi Sholade has proven beyond reasonable doubt he's more stupid than Desmond Elliot. I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't know what his plan was, but yeah. Is there Nigerians? Don't test Nigerians. They will take over. I mean, Desmond Elliot can be happy now. The attention will shift from him to this actor. Somebody says, so sad that Yemi Sholade will make uninformed response like that on Twitter bans someone like him. Yoruba referred to as Okponu Agba, where we are yet to find out or find a way forward with silly Desmond Elliot, and this one shows his brainless face. I mean, honestly, the fact is he's very much uninformed about how Twitter works because he himself admitted that he does not use Twitter. So, point blank period. I think you don't have to use it or not. I think the main thing that Twitter, well, when it comes to this situation, is that with Twitter and the NSAS process, Twitter was very much efficient and the best platform to make things trend worldwide. I mean, we did not even need channels. We did not need others because obviously those are compromised. We didn't need any big news outlet to give us the news or share the news. Listen, when Nigerians on Twitter and we made things trend worldwide, people knew the plight of Nigerians, and that's just what it is. I mean, Arise News definitely rose to fame during that time because they were keeping it raw, keeping it real, very much unbiased and straight to the point. And that is what it is. I mean, the fact is, Twitter is a whole different place. Twitter has the rules on engagement on Twitter is set by Twitter. That is it. It's not the government that's going to set it. Again, as a country, yes, if the people decide we don't want Twitter anymore, it is their prerogative. But then the government cannot make that decision for its citizens when the citizens have not requested for it. It doesn't make sense. How is Twitter insulting Nigerians, or first of all, insulting Buhari? Like, first of all, with how Twitter works, you can tweet certain things, and of course, if it's very much, again, it's a huge platform. Again, it cannot control every single narrative or whatever. But then again, Buhari is a president who has for Nigeria a following. He's the president, of course. And with how things work, you can report certain tweets to Twitter, and they will review the person's tweet and be like, okay, what action should be taken from this tweet? What had happened was Buhari's tweet was having genocidal tendencies, as in it was very much violent. It was very much instigating some sort of conflict between the Nigerian army and the people, and specifically the Igbos, for somebody who was part of the, Biafran war, as someone described, even the Biafran genocide, that tweet specifically triggered a lot of Nigerians. And what did they do? Because the rules for engagement on Twitter, on that platform, is made by Twitter, and they have their reviews. The government, they don't have a say on how they will be treated because you're a president. Calm down. Listen, if Donald Trump's account was, suspended or blocked or whatever, who is Buhari? That is the fact. That is literally the fact. So yeah, there was a lot of reports. Nigerians did not like that statement, and yes, they had every right, Twitter, to suspend his tweet. There are other things. Listen. You can argue that, okay, fine. Maybe it seems as if they're picking on Buhari, but he's the president, and listen. You have the traction. You are the number one citizen. That is it. So again, it's like there is no justification to the banning of Twitter. Absolutely not. Especially for a country that has been trying their hardest to push for a social media bill and sort of, basically it's almost censorship, because you are limiting people's access to the online world. And of course, when it comes to, exposing listen, Twitter is basically the most efficient way for Nigerians to protest. Because protesting on the streets physically, they would have you killed. That is literally the thing. They would literally have you killed. So again, it's just like we're fighting to keep our lives, and then more lives were lost. And NSAS and the Lekki massacre, that was an embarrassing time for the government, because again, everyone knew the kind of government that we have. And of course, the ban on Twitter, they made it worse for themselves. They absolutely made it worse for themselves. So again, that's just what it is. And that time in the NSAS protest, they were running helter-skelter. There was no plan. They didn't say it's coming. They never really knew how much of a threat social media is or was to them. And obviously, that was embarrassing for them to see. But again, there is never a listen, for a country that's been pushing for a social media bill, and for a country that has that has not really spent too long being a democracy, as it had been a military type government. So again, it's like, why would we be surprised? Again, listen, we know our rights, and they can't do that. The people did not request for it, and what they want to do is just to control who says what about the president. And to be honest, listen, I don't know where listen, if the people like you and they respect you, you cannot change that, and no one can disrespect you. Listen, for example, let's say if Twitter disrespected the president, and the president is somebody that, okay, Nigerians value and respect. Listen, Nigerians will go on that same Twitter app and drag Twitter themselves. But then again, it's just like that lack of accountability that they don't have there. You can't do that on Twitter, because it's a platform that Nigerians know how to use properly and will put you in your place. Or Oliko here. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.